this. So we are saying that MySQL join is a method to combine data from two or more tables in a database based on a related column between them. I think we are going to see that how some tables can have a common column. And we are saying that joins allow us to retrieve related data from multiple tables in a single query, avoiding the need for numerous separate queries. So meaning that you can join, you can have just one query retrieving data from multiple tables. So one of the importance of joins is it helps us maintain the referential integrity by ensuring that relationships between tables are respected and data consistency is preserved. Um, maybe the last thing about, or maybe the second last about joins is that by allowing the use of normalized database structures, that is where data is split into different tables, like like in this database of ours here, where we have bike stores, where you notice that each table holds its data, but in one way or the other, the tables are related, because you notice that the brands here will just hold the brand name for each bike. But when you come now to stuff like now order, you notice that the order will just hold the order details, but it will reference to tables such as the product, such as the product table, where in the product table we have also the details of the product. So meaning that in one way or the other, these tables are related. And that is why we are saying that that is what we mean by normalized database, whereby we split data in different tables to reduce redundancy. So joins in this case will help us to efficiently manage and organize data. The last thing about join is it's used with other clauses such as group by, and also the functions that we checked. Is it yesterday? Whereby we check the aggregation function such as count, sum, and average to perform comprehensive data analysis. So I think having said that, I would like us to create just two tables, the ones that we are going to use for this lecture, and at the end maybe we are going to use this database, bike store. So in joins, MySQL joins, we have a number of joins. And in today's lecture, I'll just check like four of them, and then I'll just give an assignment of you guys to go and check the other two joins that we have in MySQL joins. So basically, this is the syntax for joins, whereby we just have like to select the column names from a table one, and then we have an inner join, whereby we are joining in our table 2, and then we must specify where we want to join, and that is where we are going to pass maybe we are going to pass the common column for the two tables. This is the syntax, but you can make it more complex, maybe where you want to retrieve data based on a certain condition. And I notice maybe you can add a where clause, and then you pass in the condition. But we are going to see that. So let's get into creating the tables that we are going to use. We are going to create just two tables. That is a table employees and a table that is called department. And then we see how you can we can use the different types of joins to retrieve data. So let's have a I think you can just create these tables in my schema here. I think I had a school. I think I can just create some tables here. So let me just create a table here. So let me use. We said that we start by using uh, you state the schema that you want to use. In this case, I want to use the school. So I want to use the school schema. So I can just execute these to get into the school schema. So these are just simple tables. Like for the employee, we are going to have like just three fields. And someone remind us how we create tables. Maybe tuuze bidhaa, you can remind us to how to create a table. I want us to create a table that is called employees. How do we do that?
You can say create table employees.
Create create table employees. Should be employees, yeah. And then what do I put after this?
Yeah, those are
They are
this is
called
looking in.
they are called the parentheses, yeah.
Yeah.
We have a parenthesis, right? And then inside here, what do we put? The field's name, right? So in this case, I want to have employee ID, and in this case, the employee ID should be unique, and also should be the primary key. So how do we go about that? It should be of type integer.
So first you'll say insert into table, then the table is employees,
Mhm.
then values, then you put
Wait. In fact, you have not even created the table before you get to insert. Because you see, we have just create table employees and then we have employee ID. I need the constraints that you are putting in here.
so you can have a integer,
Yes, int.
then you have unique.
Uh, let's have before unique. Let me just help you to with an auto increment here. Auto increment. I think it's auto increment constraint. Then we get now to maybe we can give it for unique. We can give it maybe a primary key, right? Let's have a primary key. Should be the primary key because also the primary key will make it unique, right? So the second thing, I want a name of type. Should we use the variable character? I'm hoping that you guys you can remember this, and maybe you can put a maximum of 100 characters. What else should we have? Department. Let's have a department ID. Department underscore ID. And this ID again should be of int type. So I think that is it. let me just indicate that here we are creating table. Are we good up to that point? To Zebida now.
Yeah.
I think now we should execute these to create that table. And I can see our query has been executed successfully. If we can try to refresh these and see if we have that table. Yeah, and as you can see, we have the table. The other thing I think we should now add is the next table before we do an insert process. And the other table, I need a table department with a department ID and a department name. So we're just going to repeat the same process. So just let's create a table and department. And in this department, we need the department ID. ID of type integer. You can give it also an auto increment. Increment should be, there should be an underscore here. And in this case also, it should be the primary key. And then we have department name. This one should be of type varchar. So you can close these. I think that is it. We can also execute this. And there is someone who asked if you can save what we are doing here. Yes, you can. You can save this by clicking maybe you click the control and S. You control S and then you just name the file like in this case we are working on joins underscore in MySQL. So meaning that anything that you are going to do on this file, it will be saved in this file. So the next thing that I want us to do now, I need someone to help me to do an insert process for the first table. And yeah, I think I can just choose, let me just choose someone at random to help us with the insert process. Stella, can you help us to do the insert? Stella, if you can hear me. We are starting with the table employees or any other person who is ready. I need to insert about 5 records. So someone to help me to do the insert. Sylvia, can you help us? How do we do the insert? Or we can have Mombi. You can see Tuze Bidai is trying to help us. Yeah, let's this time have a lady. So Mombi, how do we do it? I think Mombi, you have a problem with your mic. I think your mic is kind of noisy. I don't know what could be the issue. Maybe you can have someone else to help us. Eileen, are you ready to help us? Okay. I think also from your end there is a noise. So let me just do what Tuzebida has told us. He said in us we do the insert using the these telling us we do insert into, then we mention the table name. In this case, we are inserting into employees table, and we want to insert some values here. So that is the employee ID, and also we want to input name. In fact, since we had indicated that the employee ID will be an integer, a doubt or increment, I don't think we should put an ID here because it will be auto-generated since we have indicated that the ID should be auto-generated. So I think you can just add the name and the department ID. Department underscore ID. So, and we want to add values. So in this case, we can have multiple values. We can have someone like, let's use Alice and use a department ID of 1. We can have another record, and we add another name here, maybe Bob, ID2. Let me use someone like Chari. The last one, the last one or second, the last. Let's have five records. We can have 4. Then we have the last one. Let's have tuuze bidhaa. We can give him what? We can give him a department ID of something like to do with 5. So I think that is it with the insert. So we can try to execute these and see what happens. And I can see that the records have been inserted successfully. So let me just copy this very fast for the case of department. In this case, I want to insert into department. And then what do we want to insert? We just want to insert the department ID and department name. Let me check that department underscore name. I think that is it. For the values, I think we can change here. Let's change these values. You can see the first department with ID 1 is that one for HR. This one we can say is a department for engineering. Let's have another department here. Should we have a finance department? Any other department we can have?
Human resource.
I think we have the HR, human resource. We have it. And another one?
Development department.
Sorry?
Development department.
Development department. Development. I think those are enough, right? So we can have, let's see this. We can have Chari in engineering department. So I think let's use 2 here. And we can have tuuze bidhaa also in maybe in finance. Let's first execute this. So I think that's okay with now this. We have all the data now. Let me just try to refresh these to make sure that we have all the tables. Yeah, we have the tables, and we can even maybe try to to retrieve the data and see what we have. Select all from, let's start with employees. So you can have select from department. You can execute these two to see our tables. So this is the table for department, and this is the table for employees. So meaning we have like 5 records in the employee, and we have like four departments. So I think that is it. Now we can get to use of join, and then we are going to start with the most or the most what I think we can talk of the simplest of all, and we call it an inner join, or basically join. We call it an inner. You can either use use a join or an inner join. But before that, let's see what the inner join does, or what you are calling the join. And we are saying that inner join will return record that have matching values in both tables. So meaning that you can retrieve values using the inner join, or basically join, where you have where you have uh, where you have a common column in both tables. Like if we try to check our tables here, we have a common column that is called the department ID. That is in employees, and also in department we have department ID. So meaning that we have a common column. So meaning that we can use inner join to retrieve data in both tables. So maybe let's say we want to retrieve data. We want to retrieve the name from the employees, and also we indicate what the department name for each employee. So with that one, we can use a join, an inner join, or what you can basically use join or inner join. So let's see how we can do that. So retrieving employee name, and that is a department from employee, and department should be department tables. In this case, we are using inner join. So let's see how we can achieve this. And I notice from our syntax here, it's quite easy how we can achieve that, because we said that the first thing we are doing is we select column names, we specify the table, and then we are going to indicate that we are using inner join, and then we say the second table name, and then we must specify which column are we using to join these. So we use on, and then we just put the table dot the common column is equals to table dot common column. So I want to use the yesterday's what we call arrears or arrears. I don't know how you. I think it should be arrears. Uh, to rename maybe the tables, or maybe to, yeah, to temporarily name the tables. So you're going to see how we can do that. So it's just that easy. And we are saying that the select column names, this identifies the column you want to get from the table, from the tables. And we are saying that one can select column in both table one and table two, using now this select. So from the table one, this specifies the first table to begin joining from. The inner join is for table two. It just identifies that we can that we want to join table one and table two on a certain using certain column. So meaning that uh, from our tables here, we can retrieve, we can answer this question, or we can achieve this, because we have two tables. We have a common column, that is the department ID in both tables. So let's do this and see how it works. So the first thing is, we can say select. Let's just say select, and in this, in our question here, we want to get what? We want to get the employee name. So meaning that we can call our table, maybe let's have an arrays for table, for employee table. You can just call it maybe emp dot what, dot employees. I think you are calling the table employees. No, that is emp dot name, because this is the name, that the emp is the arrears for the employee. And then we want also to retrieve what? We want also to retrieve that is the department name. So we can have something like dep, maybe dot department. Let's have department, uh, should be underscore name. I'm hoping that is what we have here. That is a department name. So we want to get these two fields from different tables. That is the emp dot name and dep dot department name. So this one is now from our first table, which is employees. Uh, employees. And you notice that we are using employees here as emp. So that is this is where I said that you must use the as a keyword. So you're using employees as emp. Then the next thing that we should do, that is select these and these from employees as emp, and then we indicate now our join. So that is the inner join. Inner join. On. Let me just confirm that that is the inner join on table 2, and our table 2 is now the department table. So we can have inner join on department. This is the department table, and we are using it as the dep, because you notice that in here we are using the dep and for the employees you're using the emp. That is why we are using these arrays. That is emp and dep. So this is on these. Then the next thing that we should let me just kind of check that. Should be inner join table name, and then we want to join those tables on this common column. So we should have on, and then we indicate the common column. In this case, we are using the department ID. So we can say that is emp dot. This is emp dot um, department name, department ID. That is department underscore ID, should be underscore ID, is equals to depth dot department ID underscore ID. So I think we can add our query there. And this query will help us to retrieve these data. That is the employee name and the department. I think this should work. So let's just try to run this and see if it will execute. And I think it has just executed. And now you notice here we have a table. We have a table with the name and the department name. So we have Aris is in HR, we have Bob is in engineering, we have Charlie in finance, and we have David in development. So you can use you can see now the use of join. So this is how you can use join. So I don't know if there is any question. Any question on that? Or should we have another query to use join? Amos, are we good? Amos, are we good up to that point? Eileen, have you
Hello,
understood
yes, we are
that?
good. Sorry, my phone ilikuwa na issue.
Sorry?
We are good. We are good.
Okay. What about Eileen? Eileen, have you understood that?
Yes, I get it.
Sorry?
Yes, I'm listening.
Okay. I think that is it with the inner join. This is the inner join. Let me put this in capital. I'll share this file with you. I think that's all about the inner join. So let's get into the other part, the other type of join. But before even we get to the other type of join, you can also add condition on these. Maybe say that you just want the department. You just want to retrieve files with the names of people. who are in the HR department. So that is when now you add another constraint here or a condition, such as maybe something like you can say you can extend this and maybe say where, and then we pass our condition. We can say maybe you want to just to retrieve data for all the people in HR department. So we can say dep where dep oops, we can say where dep dot that is department name underscore name is equals to something like HR. Oops, what has just happened? Let me cancel these. Okay, we need HR department underscore name is equals to HR. If we execute these, we are just going to get the names of people in HR. So let's just try to execute these and see if it will execute. But I think we have an error because you're saying that department name where a non column that we have a non column here called department. I think we have a typo. Should be department. So let's just execute this and see. Oops, don't we have a record with the department HR? Let me see that. I'll just try to see what we have in these tables. We have a department name, HR with ID 1. And let me see, this ID 1 here is Alice. At least we should get at least one file. That is ID 11. Let's use a different condition. Let's have employee name. Employee.name is equals to Alice. Yeah, I think this now is making sense. So you see, you can extend this and add a condition. I think that's all with the inner join. And if there is no question, let's get to the other part. I think this is the explanation for that. You can maybe we are saying that the inner join query query that retrieves employees name and their corresponding departments. So and the select employee dot name department dot department name from this is the query that we have just written, and we are saying that this join the two tables. I think you guys you can relate with what we have just done. So let's get to the left join. This is the second type of join, and this one is quite different when we compare it to the inner join, because this one now it will return all the records from the left table, and it matches the records from the right table. If there is no match, the null values are returns from the right table. So with this one, it will just like try to compare the tables. That is the left table, and check the records that will match on the right table. You notice, like in this case, we have like in the inner join, we have this employee on the left, and the department now will be on the right. So meaning that if you were using the left join, it would have compared the records in the left table, which in this case is the employees, and try to check if we have records that matches in the department table. So that is how left join works. And if there is no match, it will return the null values that are in the that are in the right that are in the right that are in the right table. So I think for us to use these, I think you can add some more records. Let's add some more records on these tables, so that I think you can just add one. Let's add one record with null value. So I think you can just have this. The insert into department ID, comma department name, and then we add a value, at least one value with the null value here. I think you can just have let's have 3, and maybe you can pass null. Let's execute these and see what happens. Oops. Duplicate entries. Let me just add an ID6. I'm hoping we don't have an ID6. But I think that one has executed successfully. So meaning that now in a department table, we have a null value somewhere. So good. Let's see the syntax for it. This is how we use it. So it's just quite similar in the implementation, only that now we are going to change the join type. So it selects employee, maybe name, and department or department name from employees. In this case, the employee is on the left, and we are doing a left join departments, and then on a certain column. So let's do that and see what happens. You can see that this is implementation of a left join. Left join. So let's have that. I think also we can let's try to retrieve the employee, that is the employee name and also the department name, because I don't think we have much columns. So let us just try to retrieve the name and the department name. So make even we can basically we can copy these. Let's just try to change this. That is the left. Oops. Let's have left join. So we want to retrieve, let's see the employee name. I think the query is okay. So let's have a semicolon and try to execute these. We can see we have five rows. So let's see what happened here. So we returned all the records. That is on the left table. And also you notice that also we have the tuze bidhaa here. Was it not? We have a null value here. So meaning that we are retrieving even let's see this, that is the left join department, and so let me just first check this. Is tuze bidhaa in null department? I want to check that. We have ID, department ID 6 is null. And I don't think there is an employee. Let me check this. And we have all the employees with Tuze Bidha has is in department 5. I'm trying to execute this. So the left join should give us what? Let's check. We are saying that it returns all the records from the left table and the matched records from the right table. So meaning that we should when we execute this, we should get all the records from the left table. In this case, all the records in the left table is all the records in these employees. In the employee, yeah, I think we are good because it's returning all the records in the left table and adding the and also giving us the null what that is the null value here. So let's see this. So yes, you're also getting even the null value, and that is basically what should happen with the left join. So yeah, you're also going like to use this left join with this database. I think with this database we have a number of tables that we can use. So you're going to see how again we can use the left join on this database. So that's all about the left join. That's all about the left join. And if we have the left join, then we must have the right join. And in this case now it will return all the rows from the right table and the matched rows from the left table. So meaning that we're also going like to get all the records from in this case we are going to use the department table on the right, and also the matched what the matched records in the left. So it's quite it's kinda the same, only that now we are changing the we are changing from left to right. So if you were to if you were just to copy these, I think you can just copy these and try to. This is going to change this to be right join, and also change this to be right join. So what do we expect? We expect all the records from all the records from the right table, which is the department. I think in here we can now start with let's start with the department name, but it's still okay. We can start with the name and department name. So let's try to execute this and see what happens. There is nothing much that will happen. It's only that we are going to get all the department names. And you notice in here we are getting even the null department, because we are getting all the department records, including the null. And now the other records that I have matched from the left. That's how this join works. And then the second last join that you are going to check is the full join. I think even it's the last join that we are going to check. That is the full join, whereby now here we are going to return all the records. We are saying that it returns all the records when there is when there is a match in either left or the right table. So in case of no match, null values are returned for columns that have no match in either table. So it's kind of now we are joining the left join and the right join using the keyword that is called the union. So meaning that we just need the union of left join and the right join. I think this one is just quite easy, because now we are going to have let's have an implementation of a full join. Implementation of a full join. Let me add this one in caps, full join. Good. So we are just going to copy now these. Let me just copy this left join. And we can copy it here. I said I'm a lazy typer, so I don't have to keep writing these. So let me just copy it. So we have union. To have a union of left join and the right join. And if now we execute these, we are going to just get all the values here. Let's see what we have. So you notice we are getting all the records from the two tables, simply because if you were to check the structure of our tables here, it's kind of every employee has a department, and that department is recorded in the department name. That is why we are retrieving like all the data from the two tables. But it's not always the same with other tables. I think you are going to see that when we are using a different maybe database. But for this case, we are going to get all the records. So any question before I ask a question here? Any question? Does it mean you guys you have understood this? That is, we have Radovan. Have you understood all the joints? I think we are good. Kezia, what about Kezia?
I am good.
Okay, okay, okay. So I think now I can ask you a question because I think I have a question. I want to pose a business question here. And now this we are going to use the bike store database here. I'm assuming that you guys you have uploaded on now all these tables in your workbench. We have the brands table. We have the categories of the bikes. We have the customers who have bought maybe, or who have visited our shop. That is our bike store shop. We have the orders that have been made, the ordered item. We have the product. These holds the product name. And also we have the stock. This is the stock. That is the product ID and its quantity. And the last table here, we have the stores that we have across different areas. Like you can see, we have stores named Santa Cruz Bikes, we have Baldwin Bikes, we have Roulette Bikes. So meaning that we have different stores in different areas. So perhaps someone now ask you a question here. Someone has just asked you a question that maybe we want to query this database, and we want to get the product name and the quantity ordered uh, from the order items and the products and the product tables. So we just need to get the product name and the quantity ordered. That is from the two tables, order items table and the product table. If you were to check the order items table, we have the order ID and the product ID. or the product that is ordered. And even we have the quantity of the product ordered, and even we have the list and the discount of that product. So when we get to the now the product table here, for the product we have the product name, we have the brand ID, we have the category ID, the model, and again even we have duplicated the price. So now from these two tables we need to retrieve this data. That is the product name and the quantity ordered. So for the product name, we are going to get the product name from this table. That is the products table, and for the quantity of item ordered, we are going to get it from let me just copy this and paste here, and retrieve the order items. So I think I can just now execute this to have the two tables here. So we have the product, that is the product name. We are going to get it from here, and the quantity we wanted to get it from here. So I need someone to give us a query that we are going to use to retrieve that data. That is using an inner join. You can use an inner join. Let me give you a hint. You can use an inner join, type of join, MySQL joins. So someone to give us the command that you are going to use, or the query that you are going to use for that. Before I randomly select someone who is willing to try. Retrieving, let's see this. Let me just write the query here. We are retrieving product name and quantity ordered. From these two tables, from products and order and the items table. This one is the simplest of all. Who will help us with this? Radovan, can you help us with this? Well, we can have to use a bidhaa or any volunteer to help us with that. Any volunteer? Who is willing to try? We are going to help you. In case you're stuck. Someone to help us with this. Tuuze bidhaa, are you willing to try this?
I'm still figuring it out.
Okay. What about Megan? Megan or Sylvia? You guys, I thought we understood the inner join. I think it's very easy. Uh, I'm just trying to retrieve. In fact, the that query is similar to this one. So let's do this together, and then maybe I'll give you another one. So let's see how we can approach this. And how we can approach this is first. Okay, first you must understand what data you want to retrieve. And in this query, it's clear that you want the product name, and also you want the quantity ordered, and even the question goes ahead and even tell us that we are getting these quantity ordered from the order item table. So meaning that we can just have a query like this one. Like we want to select what? We want to select we can have we can use these arrays such as maybe prod, and we want to get the product name. It should be the product underscore name. And then the second thing that you want to get is you want to get the quantity. So we can have something like order item table OI dot quantity, right? Those are the two things that you want to get. And where are we getting these? This is from the first table. I think we said you must indicate the first table. That is from we are retrieving this from. So our first table here is the products. It's the products table. So we can have from products. Let's have products. Should be small. That is product, and we have this one as prod, because this is the arrays name that we are using for this table. So up to that point, are we good? Are we together up to that point? You can give thumbs up if you are good up to that point. Sylvia,
Pardon?
are you good up to that point?
Yes.
Okay, so that is the first part of that is the first part of our query. So then you notice that now we want to have an inner join, because we need also to we are getting the OI, or the order item. We are getting the quantity, we are getting the quantity from a different table. So meaning this is now where we have the join. That is we are using inner join, and the inner join is on which table now? That is on order. It should be order Oops, it's order item. Order, is it order items? It should be order items and underscore items. And this table, we are using RS name as OI. Is it OI? OI. And then the last part of our query is now on which column are we joining these. So if you were to check what let me save this. If you were to check these two tables here, that is the product. For the product, we have the product ID here, and we have the category ID here. And in the order item table, you notice that we have the product ID again. So meaning that we have the product ID on the order item and the product ID on the product. So meaning that we can have join on using this common column. So let's get to that. So we are joining this on the product, that is the product ID. Let me just confirm that. That is the product underscore ID. So this is on. We have the prod dot, and that is the product ID is equals to order item table dot again product ID, and that is the end of our query. I think it's just that simple. So let's try to execute this and see if we are going to get an output here. I'm hoping we don't have I think we have an error because we are told that table school. Oh yeah, I think now we need to change the database here. So in here we are using we must say that we are using use bike underscore store, and we can just put a semicolon and execute this first. Then now we can try to execute this and see what happens. So now you notice here that we have our data here. We have the product name, and what was our question? We are retrieving product name and quantity ordered from the products and orders item tables. This one should be tables, not table. So this is the product name, and this is the quantity ordered. Like if we get to this, the Trek Remedy 29 carbon frame set 2016, the quantity that was ordered is 2. I think that is it. I think even you can go ahead and let me see if it's possible here. Let's say maybe group by, just try to group by max what? Max quantity. This should not be OI dot quantity. I'm hoping we can group that by the max value. So let me just try to execute this and see. Oops. I took that the group by function marks. What could be the problem here? Let me just try to execute this again. Let me just check that. But basically, that is how you can. That's how uh, you can use the inner join. Let me just try to see how. Check something here. Group by. So let's not make this complex. Let's leave it at that point. Let's just have it at. Let's just leave it at that. So I think that is it. So I want us to I want to give you another question here. So so that at least now you can try these on your. You can have someone try these. So let's get into these two tables where we have what? What do we have? Let's see the stocks. Let's see what we have in the stocks. So, and in the stocks, I need us to retrieve the data for using now using the product. We need to retrieve the product name and the quantity in the stock. Now, not the ordered item. I think I should write this here. Let's see. Let's see. Let's have someone try this. Retrieving the product name, the product name, and the quantity in the stock using these two tables. That is the product and the stock tables. Can we have someone try this? Who is willing to help us with this? So this is the table stock. We have the stock ID and also we have the product ID. You can also have the product ID here, the product table to see what we have in the product table, the products. So let's have someone try this. So again, this one is even simple because we have the product ID here and also we have the product ID. We have the product ID here. And we are just trying to retrieve the quantity in the stock for each product. So can Gilbert try that for us? Gilbert, are you willing to save the class? Or any other person who is willing to? to help us with that? Who is ready? I think Tuze Bidha can help us, right?
Maybe I can give it a try.
Yes, yes.
So we can say select.
Yeah, let's have select.
Then we can say the alias. I can say prod
That is prod.
dot. Then the product name.
We have the product name, right? Product underscore name.
Then a comma.
Yes.
Then for the quantity, I can use. I can still use OI.
OI.
Yes.
We can use. Let me help. The stock. We can use the ST for the
Yes.
ST for the stock, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And then dot quantity, right?
Quantity. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Quantity. Yeah.
Then from
This is from
the first table, which is the first table, the name of the first table.
this is the first table.
The name of our first table,
Oh,
the stocks,
is it the stock?
products from
Especially
products
the products.
as prod.
Scroll. Yes.
Then the inner join.
We have the inner join.
Then we have the stocks as the st.
In the stock as ST.
Then on.
That's good.
So we see the only thing that defines them is the product ID. So you can say the on prod
Product,
product ID
product ID
is equals st dot product ID.
is equals ST dot product ID again, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I should be at that point.
Then we can add the ellipses also.
Sorry?
We can add the finishing commas.
The semicolon. It's called the semicolon, that one.
Yeah, yeah. Then run.
And then let's execute and see that. Good. I think we have the product name and the quantity in the stock. Right. It's just that simple. Uh, I don't think ni rocket science. Ama namna gani? Uh, yeah, I think that's all. And this is, in fact, you should practice on the joins, because for you to do any analysis, or even maybe to do to retrieve the data that you want to analyze, you notice that you must get the data from different tables, and the only way you can get data from different tables is using these join these join these joins the joins in MySQL. If you want to be a good data analyst, you must then know how to query the data. I remember someone, you were in a group of software developers, and someone just I think he was just cracking a joke and asked, how do front end developers stay alone on each table? And someone said that is because they don't know how to join tables. So I don't want you guys like to to be the front end developers. uh, Because by the way, front-end developers do not deal with the database, right? So, but you guys now, I know you're going to try and practice on these. It's for your own good again. So yeah, just learn how to work on these join. It will really help you in your data analysis journey. So any question up to that point? Because I think that is the last bit. Do you have any question? If no question, I can just a reminder that you're going to get a weekly assignment that is on tomorrow, and it should be submitted. Okay. Question?
So about the assignment,
Yes.
I just had a request for the time limit to be on Sunday at 4 because some of us are at work on Friday and Saturdays.
So we extended up to Sunday.
Yeah.
Then if it's Sunday, it should be 1 p.m. By 1 p.m. You should submit. And in fact, the assignment will just revolve around these joins, because I think that is the joins is the most relevant thing in SQL. And also there is we are going to also to learn some other, of course, some other relevant concepts in SQL. But joins, you should really understand them. So if there is no any other question, you guys, you can have a good night. We meet on Monday. So, and make sure that you submit your assignment before 1 p.m. on Sunday. So you guys enjoy your the rest of the week and also the weekend.